Hi everybody, Alex Employer from Expert Forex, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be looking at the I Wonder Forex Robot technique to find the best settings for your Forex Robot. Now this video is intended for the beginner Forex Robot trader to find the best settings, and it shows you how easy it is to find settings for your EA and also to align your settings with your broker. Now before we go on, I just must remind you to click the bell. Once you've subscribed to my video channel, click the bell so that you're notified of new videos that I make. Also, if you've missed a few videos, just go to my channel and click on videos or playlists to find the latest videos that I have made. Now, in a recent video, as shown on the screen, I pointed out the difficulty of aligning all the various broker accounts with set files that we provide. And that is why you actually need to fine-tune the EA that you're using to your particular broker. And the technique I'm going to show you here is a very easy way of actually aligning your broker account that you are using to potential default settings or set files that are provided to you. And what's nice about it, it's quick and easy. As you see, sometimes it only takes a few minutes. Now, our Make Money EA has been our best EA by far over the last couple of months, but the time of day hedged EA is starting to take over, and it has now knocked one of the Make Money accounts out of its position and is now in 6th position in our monitoring account list, as you can see on the screen. This time of day hedged EA is so good that we provide 120% refund if you are not profitable. So that's right, you purchase the EA. If you are not profitable after a month, we will refund you 120% of the price that you paid. So you can actually make a profit on this. It's a risk-free deal as shown on the EA. And over 1,000 people have already taken this deal on, and we have only refunded just over 10 people. I'm going to be looking at the I Wonder EA setting technique. Now this technique has been designed for traders that have never tried to optimize their EA before. It is a very simple technique. It will get you going on the path of doing your own EA optimization. Many traders think that EA optimization is rocket science and extremely difficult to learn. Now my objective in this video is to show you how simple it really is, and that's why I'm using the I Wonder approach. It's an approach that a child would take. I wonder if the stove's plate is hot. I wonder what would happen if I tried this. So it's an experimental approach where you discover things as you're going along. Let's take the example where you've just bought a new EA. And I'm going to use the time of day hedged EA as an example for this. So you've bought the EA, you've installed it on your MT4 platform, and you are ready to trade. Now the EA will have come with default settings or settings in set file format. I'm going to just use the default settings for now. So the first question you need to ask in terms of the I Wonder process is, I wonder what results I would have got if I traded these settings in the last month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. So that's very important to ask that question. So let me show you how you get an answer to that I Wonder question. What you would do is you would activate this strategy tester. I'm going to activate it, and then I'll take you step by step through that. You then select the EA that you're going to be testing, and in this case I'm testing the time of day one, so I select that and it loads into the EA section. So we're going to be testing that. You select the currency that you want to trade, and in this case I'm going to trade the pound USD, and you also select the period that you want to test. Now in this case I'm going to select the 5-minute period, and you'll find out that that's not all that important as we go along. Then always select the open prices method for your initial testing. I'll show you later on how we skip to a more accurate method, but this is a good start. And then the other thing is to select a period that you want to test. Now I'm basically testing this for the last 10 weeks. I want to see how this EA would have performed in the last 10 weeks. The biggest constraint that you have here is that you must have enough data on your broker platform to cater for that kind of period. Now, I do have another video that helps you determine how much data you have. And here's the video that explains how to get the most broker data for your testing. I'm not going to repeat the principles in this video. It will make this particular video too long, but please use this video to make sure that you have the maximum amount of data for your testing. A link to this video will appear on the top right hand side of your screen right now. So if you need to click to this video, there will be a link on the top right hand side of your screen right now. So let's move on with the process. So I've set that particular time period, 10 weeks, using that. And you then set a spread for your currency. I'm setting 3 pips for the pound. Some of you might be a lower spread. Some of you will have a higher spread, but that's what I'm testing today. And I'm using the 5 minute. And then what we do is we click on Expert Properties. And when you do that, a screen will appear with your default settings already in place. So fantastic, you've already got your default settings in place. All you need to do is click on OK and then click on Start. What it'll do then is it'll run away and do a run over the last 10 weeks, over that period, to see how you would have done using the default settings. So let's have a look. Now, to have a look, you have a look at Report. And it actually says, oh, you would have been profitable. You would have made $369 if you had traded these settings over the last 10 weeks. So now that has answered your first question. I wonder what results I would have got if I traded the settings supplied. That answers your first question. But now we have to be more inquisitive. Now we have to say, I wonder if I can improve on these results. Let's see how we do that. So we go back to the Expert Properties and we just start with the first setting. It doesn't matter which setting you start with the first setting. Now this setting is the enter the hour that you want to trade. Now the default is 8 at the moment, but let's test all the other hours. So what you do is you put 0 as your starting, with a step of 1, so it will test every hour from 0 up to 23. Now there's a hint there, 0 to 23. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test all the combinations of hours that run from there. And how I do that is all I do is I tick on there, and that then says this is what I want to test. I click on OK, and I then click on Optimization. And it will now, then I click on Start, and it will run away and do 24 runs of this EA, testing every single hour as it goes along. Now the question we're asking here is, I wonder if I make a change to this setting, whether my results will improve. This is part of the I wonder technique. All you're doing is you're wondering, and you are solving the wondering by actually testing certain aspects. So let's go and have a look at the results. Now remember, when we ran the previous results, our best results were 369. That's the number we want to beat. We're saying, I wonder if I change the setting, if I can improve that amount. So we go here and we say, oh, look at this. We've improved the amount by almost 3 times by saying, I wonder if I change this setting, what would happen? So that's a great response already. We've increased our profits by almost 30%. So there's the top result. It actually says if you started at entry hour 2, you would be better off. So now what I'm going to do, watch this carefully. I right click on my mouse. I click on Set Input Parameters, and it will then, when we go to our input screen, it then puts the 2 into that column. That is the best setting for this particular setup. So we've done that. So what I then do is I just run it again without optimization ticked, because I want to get new results. So our new results are now $980. $115. That is the amount that we want to beat. The next question is, I wonder how I can beat that result. So it's a very easy process. So all you do is you test the next variable. I'm not going to test the minute for this particular one because that's a refinement test, but let's just go down the entry. So I'm not going to test the minute. It says the next one is, do you want the hedge method? Do you want to do it that way or that way? So the simple way of testing that is you go here, you take the first one, and you go there and you take the last one. So it will test those two options. So we go, click, we want to test those two options. Do they make a difference? So we click OK, and we run it again. Now it's only going to test 2 items, so it will be very quick. Then you click on optimization and you run that test. It's only going to test 2 items, so it'll be very quick. And it has run, and it basically says the current setting is the best setting. And we know it's the current setting because that's the best amount, so we don't need to change that. I won't even do that exercise because I know it's already in place. So that's answered the question. I wonder if I change this setting whether it will make a difference. We've got an answer to our I wonder question. So the next one is maximum spread. That's really not an important one for testing. And then the next one is maximum open trades. Let's see if we increase or decrease the maximum number of open trades, whether that will improve the results. I'm going to test from 1 to 30. So we tick that, say OK, we've got optimization test. Now remember, we're trying to beat 915, so let's see if that changes, and we tick there. So it's going to test 30 settings. All right, so again, we've improved. Now since we started, we've improved the results by $1,000 already. So this has now gone up to $1,300. Fantastic improvement. So we right click, because it's an improvement, we right click and we set the input parameters. It will then take the input parameters and put them in, and the maximum open trades should be 21. So we've already improved these results dramatically over the last few minutes of testing. So you don't have to spend hours and hours in testing. Look at this. The first test took a minute, the second one less than a minute, and we've already improved it by $1,000. So let's look at the next setting. Now, position sizing, whenever I do testing, I like using the manual lot size and 0.1 position sizing. The reason for that is that then it will also give you the pip result. So the dollar result will normally equal the pip result. So always set that for your initial test. So the next one is the initial stop loss for a new position. Now that can be anything from 180 to 720 pips. So I've put in 180 as the start and 720, and I've put gaps of 20. So it's going to test 180, 200, 220, and so on until it reaches that. You don't want to test more than about 40 to 50 items at a time. So that's the guideline. Test as widely as you can, but don't test more than 40 to 50 items. So I'm going to click that now. So what it's going to say is, the answer we're going to get is to the question, I wonder if I change this setting, whether my results will improve. Now look, we've just systematically asked the same question as we're going along. So we click that. Before we run, we must get that updated. So we run one without the optimization ticked, and it has now updated the best results. So we are chasing 1,300. So I click on that and away we go. And as you can see, it's going to take less than a minute to run this test. So let's have a look at if we are able to improve the results in any way. Again, it's answering the question, I wonder if I can improve the results by changing this setting. So there we go. Oh, again, we've managed to improve the results by another $200. Fantastic. We're now up to 1,500. So I'm going to set the input parameters, and before I even do anything, I'm just going to run it again to make sure that the input parameters have been put in and that I'm getting, and there's the results that I'm getting. So all good. So already, can you see just by doing a couple of minutes of testing, that the amazing changes we've experienced in the past results, and we're getting closer to the kind of settings that we should be using into the future. But that's still a long way away. There's still a process to go on. Now, this video could run on for quite a long time, so I'm not going to do that for every single setting now. But you know the process now. Make sure that you're testing wide enough and that you're testing a wide range of settings. So that's it. That's the I wonder process. See how simple it is? It's not rocket science. You just run the test. And the other thing about the I wonder process is it's very fast. You can see how quickly the processing, the testing is happening. So the next big important question, you have now asked, what if I change this setting, if it will improve? And if we go on, we would most probably find some more improvements that will improve the running of the I wonder process. But now the next question, and very important question that you need to ask, is I wonder if I run all the tests at the same time. So in other words, rather than running one line at a time, they might be interrelated. So what you do is you click that one, you click that one, you click all of the ones that you've already optimized. You click even the break even, you click the trailing stop one, you click, and you click all of the rest. Now I'm going to set these up quickly. I'll just set them up very quickly so that we're testing all of them at the same time, because you have to test the interrelationships of the various settings. So testing one at a time sometimes can give you a skewed view, and I'm just going to make gaps, make suitable gaps, and there we are. So I've got more or less the gaps that I want. And you can just have a look at what I've done there. The idea is to get between 20 to 40 alternative settings for every particular setting on your EA. So now I've clicked every single setting on the EA that can make a difference. Maximum, I haven't missed that one, that can make a difference to results. So we've got a whole lot there now. Now this is not going to take less than a minute anymore. This is going to take a very long time. Now before I do that, I just go into the testing mode, and I've got my 5,000 initial deposit, but I click on genetic algorithm. The reason for that is that this algorithm is a very clever one. It only tests the settings that are most likely to produce really good results. And you'll see that because we've ticked all of those items, we must probably have 1 trillion alternatives that need to be tested. What the genetic algorithm does, it boils it down to the top 10,000, and we then click OK, and we now, remember, this is our best result that we've got. So now we're going to test them all at the same time. So off we go, and this is to answer the question, I wonder if I test all of the settings at the same time without getting an improved result. Again, it's I wonder. This particular step will take a very long time to do. As you can see, it's going to take over 2 hours to complete this step. No wonder it's actually doing over 1 trillion, over a billion, over 1 billion alternatives is testing. It's condensed them to 10,000, and it's testing them, that 10,000 one by one, and it's producing results as it goes along. Already we've got quite nice high results. Let's have a look if that's better. That's already better. Within the first few tests, it's already improved on the results that we did when we tested the individual ones. But you need to do the individual ones to get the gaps between that you need to test. Once you've done all the individual ones, you can then test them all in one go. Now, the results of this one, and again, I must say we're getting some good results. We're already improving on our previous test. Will answer the question, what if I test all the settings at the same time? What results would they bring? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, we can't keep the video going for two and a half hours. I'm going to pause the video and restart it when this particular test has gone. So as you can see, nothing that I've done here is rocket science. It's in the mode of curiosity. I wonder if I change the setting. I wonder if I change the setting. I wonder if I change the setting. And I wonder what will happen if I test all the settings at the same time. So it's like a child exploring new adventures. And that's exactly what this approach is all about. So I'll be back in about, it looks like about 3 hours time to conclude this video. Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here again, and the tests have run and they really have produced phenomenal results. As you can see on the screen, the best results 6,300. So running all of the major settings in the EA has really produced fantastic results. If you consider we started with $300 positive, we're now at $6,000 positive, and 6,000 is quite a big number considering we've covered a period of only 10 weeks. We've used $5,000, so we've also doubled our money in that time. Let's do the normal thing. We set these as input parameters and then we put them in. They are now in the input parameters. I can now run it as a test. And there we are, $6,351 based on capital of $5,000 over a 10-week period. We've done pretty well, and this exercise has brought us closer to more robust settings for this particular EA. But as you can see, we have not used rocket science in this process. All we have done is we have said, I wonder what would happen if I test this setting on its own. I wonder what would happen if I test that setting on my own. I wonder what would happen if we test all the settings together. And look at the fantastic results we've got. You can go and trade this EA with a lot more confidence now that we have the robust settings set into the EA right now. Now, bear in mind, we've done this test on the pound. So the next I wonder question is, I wonder if the euro is better. I wonder if the yen is better. I wonder if the Aussie is better, or the franc is better, or the pound yen, or the euro yen. So now you can go use the I wonder concept to now expand and test all those currencies and see what kind of results you get from those particular currencies. The other thing to do when using EAs is to test different time frames. So instead, this was run on the 5-minute time frame. You could run it on the 1-minute time frame. You could run it on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute, on the 1-hour time, on the 4-hour. See what results you get. Now, the object of this video was to show you an easy way to get improved results. The results aren't 100% robust. They've taken you from a position where you are reliant on default settings or set files to a position where you can create your own best settings for your own broker. A very big step, and we've done it in a very simple way. There's a lot more to learn about the optimization phase, but this has taken us a long way down the road to finding much better settings for your EAs. If you have any comments or questions about this approach, please add them to the comment section. Remember, this approach is specifically geared towards somebody who has never done any optimization before and is too scared to put their feet in the water. This approach, I have tried to simplify it so that traders can see the benefits of really basic optimization exercise. From me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.